There are secrets in this world that were never meant to be spoken loudly, only carried in silence, passed gently from one awakened heart to another, like a flame protected from the wind. Ibn Arabi taught that the greatest dhikr is not one you discover through books, teachers, or effort, but the one Allah keeps hidden from you until your soul has gone through enough breaking, enough softening, and enough surrender for you to finally receive it without being overwhelmed. Such knowledge does not appear in moments of comfort. It appears when your heart has been emptied by life and is ready to be filled by Him. So if these words have reached you today, understand something rare and extraordinary. This is not random, and it is not timing you controlled. Your heart has reached a spiritual level it did not even know it was growing toward during your hardest days. You did not arrive here by searching on your own. You were guided here by a pull much older than your thoughts, a pull written into your soul before this world even knew your name. Something ancient inside you has begun to stir, something that has been waiting patiently for years, and now, at this exact moment, it is ready to wake up. This is not a beginning. This is a remembering, the dhikr that begins only after your words end. Most people think dhikr begins when they start speaking, but this ancient remembrance begins only when the tongue finally becomes quiet. Ibn Arabi explains that there comes a moment when your heart gets tired of pretending, your mind gets tired of thinking too much, and your soul gets tired of carrying pain alone. In that moment, something inside you naturally slows down. The thoughts that were racing begin to soften. The worries that were shouting inside you lose their strength, and the wounds that were loud become quiet. This is the point where a different kind of dhikr begins, a dhikr that doesn't need sound, volume, or words. It starts when you allow yourself to stop forcing, stop rushing, and stop filling every silence with noise. When you pause, even for a short moment, you create a space inside you that was missing for years, and Allah fills that space instantly. You begin to feel a gentle presence you cannot explain, a calmness that wasn't there before, a softness around your chest, as if your heart is finally allowed to breathe again. This is the remembrance. Ibn Arabi described the remembrance that doesn't depend on what your mouth says, but on what your heart finally becomes ready to feel. It's a dhikr that starts not with speaking, but with surrender. It is the moment you stop talking and Allah begins guiding your heart. The name Allah wrote inside your soul before you were formed. That every person knows the beautiful names of Allah, but very few people understand that their soul was actually created with one special name written inside it before they were even born. This name is not just a word you recite. It is the spiritual energy that shapes your personality, your struggles, your strengths, your weaknesses, and even the type of heart you have. It is the divine name that your soul naturally leans toward, the name that feels familiar the moment you hear it, the name that makes something deep inside you wake up. This forgotten dhikr is about recognizing that inner pull and discovering the name that has been silently guiding your life from the beginning. When a person finally finds this name, something changes immediately in their inner world. Your heart feels lighter without you trying. Your chest feels more open. Your fears feel a little smaller, and your breathing naturally becomes deeper and calmer. It feels like meeting a part of yourself you didn't know you were missing. You do not pick this name the way you pick things in this world. The name picks you. It pulls you in gently, like a memory your soul never forgot. It calls you from a place so deep that even you cannot fully understand it. When this name awakens, it feels as if a door inside your heart finally opens after being locked for years. And in that moment, you realize this remembrance has been waiting for you since the first moment Allah said, "Be," and your soul began its journey. This is not just dhikr, it is your soul remembering its original home. The heart must break open before it can hold this dhikr. This ancient dhikr cannot enter a heart that is closed, hard, or satisfied with itself, because a heart full of ego or comfort has no room for anything higher. The heart only becomes truly open when life breaks it in ways you never expected. Every disappointment, every loss, every betrayal, every unanswered prayer, every moment you felt abandoned, and every night you cried quietly, thinking no one saw you. These moments were not random suffering. They were shaping you. They were softening the parts of your heart that had become stiff, removing the pride that blocked your spiritual vision, and creating small openings where Allah's light could finally enter. Ibn Arabi says the heart must crack, the way the earth cracks, before rain can reach the seed buried inside. Without breaking, nothing grows. In the same way, your heartbreak was not destroying you. It was carving new space inside you for a deeper connection with Allah that your old self could not carry. This forgotten dhikr does not fit into a heart that is full of noise, full of control, or full of certainty, but it easily enters the heart that has been humbled by pain, softened by struggle, and emptied by loss. When your heart breaks, you feel weak on the outside, but something very powerful is happening inside. Your heart becomes thin enough for light to pass through it. And that is when this dhikr finally settles, not as words you recite, but as a truth you feel. You realize your breaking was not the end of you, it was the beginning of your awakening. The dhikr that turns every breath into worship. That the highest level of dhikr is not the dhikr you say with your mouth, but the dhikr that continues even when you are not trying. It is the dhikr that hides inside your breathing. Most people think worship happens only when they sit down to remember Allah. But Ibn Arabi explains that your soul is remembering Him with every inhale and every exhale, whether you know it or not. Your breath is a gift that began the moment Allah allowed your soul to enter your body, and it continues without your effort, without your planning, without your control. This is why the greatest saints understood that the most sacred remembrance is the one that flows naturally, without force. When your breath becomes dhikr, every moment of your life starts feeling different. You notice that your chest feels softer, your mind feels calmer, and your heart feels more awake even during simple daily actions. You may be walking, working, sitting in silence, or feeling lost inside your thoughts. Yet, the remembrance of Allah keeps moving inside you like a quiet river beneath the surface. You begin to feel that Allah is not only remembered when you speak His name, He is remembered every time your body takes in life and releases life. Ibn Arabi said, this is the dhikr of the inner breath, the remembrance that happens from a place so deep inside you that even your thoughts cannot interrupt it. When you become aware of this, your whole existence starts to feel like worship. Your breathing no longer feels empty or automatic. It feels like a meeting with Allah in every moment. You start realizing that even when you forget Him, your soul doesn't. Even when your tongue is silent, your heart is not. And slowly, you begin to feel that your entire life, your movements, your rest, your stillness, your struggles is wrapped in a living remembrance that never stops, because your breath never stops. This is the secret dhikr that turns you into a servant of Allah in the most natural, gentle, and lifelong way. The dhikr that removes the distance you thought existed. That one of the greatest illusions a human being suffers from is the belief that Allah is far away. We say, I feel distant from Allah, or I feel like Allah is not near me anymore. But these feelings come from our limited perception, not from reality. Allah has never stepped away from a single heartbeat of your life. He does not move away. He does not withdraw. He does not hide Himself the way humans do. What actually happens is that our awareness becomes cloudy, our pain becomes loud, our thoughts become heavy, our worries create a fog that blocks us from sensing the closeness that has always been there. This hidden dhikr removes that fog. It clears the inner dust that makes you feel separated from the one who created you. When this dhikr enters your heart, something subtle but powerful happens. You no longer feel like you are calling out to Allah across a distance. Instead, you feel like He is already right beside you, already listening, already responding in ways your heart can finally feel. You begin to understand that every tear you cried was witnessed, every whisper was heard, every moment you felt alone was actually a moment when Allah was closest to you. This dhikr brings your awareness back to that truth. It makes you realize that distance from Allah was never a real distance. It was only a veil created by your own exhaustion, fears, and distractions. As the veil lifts, your heart understands something profound. Allah was with you in your darkness, in your confusion, in your heartbreak, and in your silence. You were never calling out into emptiness. You were answering a closeness that had been surrounding you your entire life. And once your heart feels this truth even for a moment, it becomes impossible to ever think Allah is far again. The dhikr that cleans the heart without a single word. Ibn Arabi explains that there are dhikrs that cleanse the heart slowly, the way water washes dirt from clothes. But this ancient dhikr cleans the heart in a completely different way. It works like light entering a dark room. The darkness disappears instantly, without effort, without struggle, without noise. This dhikr doesn't need you to repeat anything, raise your voice, or even move your lips. It works in the deepest layers of the heart, where words cannot reach. Most people carry heavy emotional dust inside them, old regrets, buried fears, painful memories, jealousy, sadness, anger, and disappointments they never healed from. These emotional weights make the heart tired and make worship feel difficult. But this hidden dhikr acts like a soft, spiritual wind that clears all that dust without you realizing how it is happening. You simply begin to feel lighter, calmer, clearer, and more open to Allah in a way you haven't felt in years. Sometimes the heart feels clean, not because you did something big, but because Allah decided to cleanse you Himself. Ibn Arabi says this kind of purification is a gift, not a result. It is a mercy given to a heart that has been broken enough, humbled enough, and softened enough to receive it. When this dhikr touches you, your inner world becomes quiet, the noise inside your chest settles, and you feel a strange peace washing over you. Even if your life outside hasn't changed at all, you begin to see things differently. You react differently. You forgive more easily. You let go more gently. You feel that Allah is closer, not because you spoke more dhikr, but because your heart became clean enough to feel Him. This is the dhikr that heals without words and transforms you without effort, a remembrance that Allah Himself completes inside you. The hidden dhikr itself. The dhikr of divine inhalation. Ibn Arabi teaches that the greatest secrets are often the simplest, and this hidden dhikr is the best example of that. It has no sound, no letters, no movement, and yet it is one of the most powerful remembrances ever known. It is the dhikr that connects you to the very moment Allah placed a soul inside your body, the moment He breathed into Adam and into every child of Adam after him. This remembrance is carried by your inhale and your exhale, the same breathing you've done since the moment you entered this world. You don't force anything. You don't repeat anything loudly. You don't shape any words. You simply become aware that your breath is not ordinary. When you inhale, you feel as if Allah's mercy is entering the deepest part of your heart. When you exhale, it feels as if Allah's light is flowing out, clearing heaviness and releasing what your heart can no longer hold. This is not imagination. It is a spiritual awareness that awakens naturally when the heart becomes soft enough to feel what was always there. Ibn Arabi says that every breath is a meeting with Allah, but we lose that awareness because life distracts us. This hidden dhikr brings that awareness back. It makes you feel that your breathing is not happening independently. It is happening through Allah's will, through Allah's permission, through the soul He placed inside you. When this dawns on you, every inhale becomes a moment of receiving. Every exhale becomes a moment of surrendering. and your entire breathing becomes a continuous remembrance that never stops as long as you live. You begin to understand why the saints guarded this dhikr so carefully, because it turns life itself into worship. Even when your tongue forgets, your breath does not forget. Even when you stop doing dhikr with your mouth, your soul continues doing it with every rise and fall of your chest. And in this awareness, you realize something profound. This dhikr was never truly hidden. Your heart was simply not quiet enough to notice it. Now that you know it, you will feel Allah's closeness in every breath you take for the rest of your life. Your heart did not reach this knowledge by accident. Something inside you was being prepared, slowly, quietly, through every hardship, every tear, every moment you felt like you were breaking. Allah does not bring a person to a secret like this unless He knows their heart is finally ready to carry it. This forgotten dhikr is not a technique, and it is not a practice. It is a return, a reunion between the soul and the one who created it. As you read this, there is a gentle shift happening inside you. Even if you cannot see it, even if you cannot describe it, your soul recognizes this truth faster than your mind does. The feeling you have right now, that softness in your chest, that small, quiet moment inside you, that is your soul remembering the light it once lived in before this world touched you. You are not leaving this video the same way you came. Something has awakened, something has opened, something has been washed clean. And from today onwards, your breath will not feel ordinary, your silence will not feel empty, and your heart will not feel alone. You will start noticing Allah's closeness in moments where you once felt forgotten. You will feel guidance in places where you once felt lost. You will sense warmth in situations where you once felt cold and confused. Every breath from now on is a reminder that Allah has been with you from the beginning, carrying you, protecting you, and waiting for the exact moment your heart was ready to come back to Him. You are not stepping into a new habit. You are stepping into your true self, the self that was always connected to Allah, even when you didn't realize it. And one day, when you look back at your life, you will see that this moment was the turning point. This was the breath where your return to Allah truly began.